Rant. I don't know why, but I've had so much resistance to doing another one of these the past couple days, and I've just been having a lot of anxiety, and so I kind of wanted to come touch base on that. And I think it's based around mostly the fact that everything's kind of slowly opening back up, and it just makes things unknown and in question. And when things are unknown and you can't control anything about it, it brings up a lot of anxiety in me. And so let's see, yesterday I was having a ton of anxiety because I'm just kind of waiting for this thing on Monday that I don't know how it's gonna affect my life, and if I'm still gonna get unemployment, what I would do if I lost my unemployment, because there's jobs, but there's not a lot of jobs available right now. And I used all of my tools. I sat in front of my gong and played to my heart, and I sat and meditated, and I tried to flow in some yoga, and I danced, and nothing was cutting it. And I have a lot of tools in my toolkit, and nothing was doing it. So I don't know if any of you are feeling the same way, of this kind of angst of what's next, and how is this going to work out, and how are things going to open, and what am I going to do. And so it's this fear based because of this lack of control of the outcome. And what I've been catching myself doing is sitting in my head and contemplating back and forth, what am I going to do, what am I going to do, what am I going to do. And from this space of fear and anxiety and trying to grip onto the control of the outcome, it doesn't serve me at all, because there's nothing I can do by sitting here contemplating for hours a day what is next for me. The only thing I can do is take action steps to move forward, or kind of dream up what's next, because the past is out of my control. The future is out of my control. And when I am just sitting there and my mind is reeling, it's just I'm wasting precious moments of being present and enjoying my day. So what I've been trying to do, instead of trying to figure out what's next and how to control that aspect and control what my future is going to be, I've been really trying to say, what's happening right now is out of my control. There's nothing I can do. I just kind of have to wait and see what happens. And the only thing I can do is take care of myself and keep moving forward and keep utilizing the tools I have, and just keep dreaming. So today, one of my friends left me a voice memo, and I was just kind of feeling blah. Just the last 3 days, I've been feeling ugh. And I'm what is wrong? What is wrong? Why do I have so much anxiety? I'm so good at fixing this for myself now. What is coming up, and why? Where is this coming from? And kind of sitting in that feeling and understanding it a little bit better. Thank goodness for friends, because Jacqueline messaged me today, and we're just talking about really fun things we could plan together, a retreat in the future. And it just sparked this thing in me where I was wait a second, why am I forgetting about this? This is what my dream is to do, is to teach and do sound healings and do yoga retreats and coach and all of these amazing things that I have the skills to do, that I want my life to look like. And I'm just completely forgetting about those because of the fear of the unknown and the fear from the lack of control of what's to come. And so I think that if you are feeling anxiety or frustration, or just fear of what's to come and how are you going to survive through this, if you don't have a job, or you're going back to work but you're afraid for your health and safety, or you're going back to a job but you're getting paid less, so you just don't know what you're going to do, or any of those kind of things, lean on other people. Text someone, call your mom, call a friend, just lean on people and ask questions and ask for support, because that's what we're all here to do. Is if you're having troubles or a hard time, the best thing to do is, yes, utilize all your tools in your bag and journal and write and try and figure out what this funk is coming from and try and see it from a different perspective. But sometimes you need the help of others, and I think having that community or that for people to fall back on when you're in that space is so important. And don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help if you need it, because you never know what someone's going to say to turn your perspective around. You don't know if maybe they're going through the same thing and you can relate in that way, but just don't sit with it and keep it to yourself. Like, let it be known to the people closest to you that you trust, and let them be there to guide and support you, because without, that guidance and support, is just like, what is humanity? It's all based around like tribes and community and togetherness and support. So like, we should be there to support one another, especially now when things are still scary. It's not you're safe at your home anymore. It's okay, I need to be out doing things, and what is this going to look like for me and for those around me? And then another thing I really love to do is take like a piece of paper or a journal, and it doesn't have to be super fancy, but lay out what you want your year to look like. What do you want the rest of this year to look like for you? What trip do you want to take in this month? What goal do you want to reach by this month? What is your life looking like for the next year? And just look at it as if it was like a vision board, and really sit and feel what those feelings are of being in those places. And I think when you can start to use your imagination and your creativity and your inventiveness to plan a really amazing life for yourself, I think it can bring you out of this state of fear right now and into a more broad sense of like the whole picture. So for me, this weekend riddled with anxiety and fear and lack of control, it was, I utilize my tools, but the best tool that worked for me was today, just chatting with a friend about our dreams of a future retreat together, and sitting down and really honing in on what that looks like for me and how to make that happen, because I can't rewind the clock and go back and change past decisions or control future decisions or opportunities. There's always opportunities coming in. There's always opportunities. There's always money to be made. There's billions of dollars, trillions of dollars in the earth plane, and there's money to be made. It's not it's not a resource that is scarce at all. There is enough for everyone. And if you can tap into that understanding and just really feel safe and secure in that, I think that's helpful. And also just kind of dreaming. Just allow your mind to go and dream up your biggest life dreams, and continue to hold on to that. And instead of letting your mind come from this space of fear and scarcity, if you're coming from a place of dreams and manifestation, it completely shifts your mindset around everything, and it's really hard to do. And that this thing just likes to all the time, and it's really hard to be like, shh, that's not true, and not listen and not attach to that and not get in that repetitive loop of the mind thought process. As Blue likes to say, everything has worked out to this point. You're still here, you're still alive. It's 100% of the time worked out. So the odds are it's gonna work out for you 100% of the time until you don't exist as a human anymore. So just understanding that is like a little bit helpful too. And so I just wanted to share my tools and tips a little bit that I've been trying to utilize through this time of unknown and a time of lack of control about what's going on. And everyone has their own opinions, and everyone's just in their opinions, and everyone's right in their own opinions with themselves. But to not be able to control what everyone else is doing is really hard, and not be able to control what your future holds is really hard. So yeah, just understand, release the control. All the time you're spending trying to control things is just, taking away from the present moment and from your ability to dream up your own reality. So yeah, call a friend, vent, be like, hey, I really need you to listen to me. I really need to vent right now. I really need to get some stuff off my chest, and just see what happens. But lean into the humans around you for support, because we're all here together and we're all here to support you together. But yes, I love you all, and I hope that was helpful, just how I've been feeling, and I've heard it from a lot of other people too, and it's just, the ebb and flow, ride the waves. Some days are great, some days aren't, and that's just how life goes, and the waves are always moving, they're always still going, so there's always going to be that next hump, and there's always going to be that next low, and just keep riding the wave, baby.